2024 has been the year where woke game devs have done this whole thing that we've seen in the comic industry for a long time. I've been reporting on that over there as well, where they just go, if you don't like it, don't buy it, chuds and incels. And they spend their time attacking their own customer base rather than actually trying to appeal to their own customer base. Nobody's been worse than this than Ubisoft. I posted this meme this morning because it just seems like we're all laughing at it and enjoying ourselves, playing games, having fun, while these guys are circling the drain with their DEI policies. And it's not really changing so far. I mean, we are seeing some movement and some wins, which we'll get to in just a moment. But these companies seem to rather sink their own ships than actually do what they're supposed to do. And, all that's doing is creating new franchises and new games for people to play. And we're just going to walk away from this stuff. It's pretty simple. Funny stuff. All right, let's get into what Ubisoft is doing. My name's John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling comic creator, and I would love for you to like it and buy it. This is the Hidden Emperor graphic novel. I've got it on Kickstarter. This is my project, and I'm building a wonderful universe out of a science fiction sort of centric storyline. This is a spy thriller in space. I delivered all my Kickstarter stuff digitally to everybody yesterday. I'm already getting a bunch of comments saying that this is one of their favorite comics ever, which I really appreciate. We worked super hard on this, and I would love for you to support our channel and support our artistic efforts here by backing this today. You can get The Hidden Emperor right here, or actually any of my other comics. We're not just some comic tourist here, as you can tell. I've made dozens of books, and we're having a lot of fun doing so. Thank you so much for supporting us and supporting our work. It's in the description below. And definitely hit the like and subscribe button. Join our community here of toxic gamers. Oh, yes. That's what Ubisoft's going with today. They are calling the criticism as toxic gamer talk. Now, we've seen this before. And like I said, it relates right back to this. The game devs just do their thing. If you don't like it, don't buy it. It's pretty much the same thing. When you call gamers toxic, and you call discussions around your product toxic because it is hurting things. I mean, if you look at what happens on this company and you see what happened, they know that their woke agenda got called out, and that's a large reason this game is in huge, huge trouble. And we know it's in huge, huge trouble on a couple of reasons this week. Ubisoft's made a few moves. One, they issued their apology to Japanese gamers about a month ago, which was not a real apology. Tried to go forward anyway, hoping that would quell things. It didn't. Then they actually canceled their appearance at the Tokyo Game Expo, which is a crazy thing, seeing as they're coming out with a samurai game. And then 3, they announced that they're pushing back the release of this until February of next year, which, by the way, my insiders are telling me it's going to be much later than that, and that the changes are going pretty interesting. But what are they doing publicly? They're not acknowledging, hey, we hear you. I wish I'd see a company do this just once. Hi, gamers. We hear you. We understand that we fumbled the ball here, made something that is clearly not in your interests. And so we're going to take some time and actually redevelop the game, make it more towards what you will actually like. And going forward, we're here to cater towards you. Can you imagine if a company actually said that? Now, I think Focus Entertainment and Saber did that with Space Marine 2. When they announced that they were going out there and going to not do beta tests and that they were going to delay the game for a year to put polish on it. I feel like that was them almost saying that because my guess, just from seeing the development of this over the years, was that they had the weird transgender activist writer who was probably taking it in a direction that it shouldn't have gone. And I think they redid things in order to make the game better and make it into what it is today, after they fired that person. And so that's what kind of needs to be done here. But, is Ubisoft going to do it? We'll get into that. I've got some inside talk on that level as well. But developers claim that the company either ignores legitimate criticism of its business and practices in games or brushes it off as toxic gamer talk. They also claim the company's DEI policies have led to loss of talent in both technical expertise as well as creativity. And that makes sense. We've seen Ubisoft does do the diversity hiring practices, and diversity hiring practices never give you the best talent. That's the big lie. Oh yeah, we're just hiring from different experiences so we can do different things and see different. Well, you need people who actually know how to code and know how to actually make good games. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It's great that you want to hire a disabled lesbian from Nigeria. But does that mean she knows how to make a samurai game? Probably not, right? And so it's ridiculous. And so we've seen that they have this whole Ubisoft internship initiative where they actually exclude white men and actually gear it towards women and minorities and I think and whatever other 1,000 genders are out there these days. I can't keep track. So Ubisoft's been 100% doing this, and none of those people have technical expertise. That's a big problem. That's why Star Wars Outlaws came out the gate so buggy and so difficult. So Legendary Drops reports he spoke with a number of Ubisoft developers and asked one, how Ubisoft internalizes and discusses general criticism from players and the rest of the industry, whether it's repetitive design, agenda-driven content, or predictable games. The developer responded, at a high level, they rarely talk about it. At a project level, they brush it off as toxic gamer talk. As Asmongold correctly pointed out in one of his videos, Ubisoft is filled with toxic positivity that prevents growth. After being asked about Japanese gamers sharing their own criticism of Assassin's Creed Shadows, he says the criticism hasn't been talked about, and Ubisoft only issued demands that we mustn't engage with discussion on that topic publicly. Wow. That's pretty crazy because they keep going out there with these double downs about the Black Samurai. They had the fake guy who did the fake history on their YouTube channel to talk about it. And they've gone with this whole narrative that they really are trying to push a historically accurate representation of Japan while completely doing the opposite. This is crazy. And it's kind of expected though. Now, everybody in these industries are completely dismissing gamers, and that's been the talk over the last couple of years, or at least couple of months. And we've seen how this kind of thing has been leading towards disaster for companies like Ubisoft, for companies like Firewalk Studios, for companies like Rocksteady. None of it's working, and they're not able to sell product anymore. Assassin's Creed Shadows is in major trouble. Now, there's a rumor that is coming out, and this dropped yesterday, that this delay, they're actually working to minimalize Yasuke's role in the game and actually dial it back. I called for this. I said, if you actually want to fix this game and make it something that people actually want, you're going to have to change it so it's not the Black Samurai. Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line, and actually just rewrite the game. It's pretty simple. They might actually be doing it. Now, I'm not going to hold my breath that they're actually going to do this, because what I know of the woke and what I know of the SJWs is they always double down. And so when they're doing this, and right now as they've been coming out, they're in between a rock and a hard place, right? And they have to make some money because of the way these things are structured. And they also have to go out there and try to appeal to gamers that they've turned off for the last year at the same time. And so the short-term money needs to come in, which means they need to release it quickly. And the long-term money is a big thing, because if they don't get that long-term money, they know this is sunk, and they know they're sunk, because they have 2 AAA releases this year and next year, where it'll be the same, 12 months period at least, let's say, that are absolute failures. And their other stuff's failing too. I hear there's other Ubisoft games out there that are just not doing well. This company has destroyed its own image on every single level. It's not just these 2 games that are doing it. And so they're under the gun right now. And I mentioned in another video earlier this week that I've talked to people at Ubisoft, employees there, and they're all scared. They're thinking we might all be fired. Any of us might be the ones to go very shortly. And that's the culture of fear that's happening here. So I hope this rumor that they're actually minimalizing Yasuke, that they're going to pull back on the Black Samurai thing, is true. I mean, that would be, if they actually do this, honestly, I like to reward people for good behavior and discourage bad behavior. But again, I'm not going to hold my breath on this. I know they canceled a bunch of pre-orders this week, and they're going to be issuing a bunch of free refunds already. That's crazy too. You don't really see that happen very often. And that leads me to think that this game's not going to come out in February like they're saying with the release, just like my internal sources are saying. This game's going to be delayed a very, very long time, because they have to. They have to redo it. They're going to get savaged if they don't, and it couldn't happen to a nicer company. All right, Toxic Gamers, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed my meme. You can follow me on X if you like my memes and stuff. I would love for you to engage there. I love meeting extra toxic gamers and having fun. And, of course, please pre-order my graphic novel over on Kickstarter, or on BackerKit, rather, at this point. It was on Kickstarter. And appreciate you guys so much for supporting us over here. Hit the like and subscribe button. You're amazing people. Let's go, Toxic Gamers.